We're gonna try this again. Can you hear me? I'm gonna test it and make sure that you can hear me. Okay, well, update. I have a microphone, but I think it sounds better without the microphone anyways, so we'll use the microphone as backup when we need the microphone. Hi. I have filmed this video once already, and it was actually like a nice long 50-minute video. I was prepared to edit it, and I went in to see how the audio sounded and kind of just start watching it and see what I got. And there was no audio. None at all. Couldn't hear it. And it was literally a sit-down video of me sitting in the truck and talking. And I was actually breastfeeding as well. And there's no audio. So the video is now useless. That's infuriating. But what that does tell me is I was doing something right. That's the way I'm going to choose to view it. That means I was doing something right. So the conversation of the video, what I was talking about was actually ADHD. I was actually talking about ADHD and my ADHD and what that looks like for me, how it's showing up for me in motherhood. And I was actually talking about a book that I've been reading by Tracy Otsuka, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And it's ADHD for Smart-Ass Women. And it's actually a really, really freaking good book. I actually highly recommend it. Read the book. It's a great book. She did a good job. Woman knows what she's talking about. The video had no audio. So we're gonna try filming it again. And I probably won't have the same things to say because like I did in the last one, it was a spontaneous let me start recording video. I didn't have a script. I literally just talked. And the plan was for the video to be posted on my YouTube channel, but I've really been considering doing a little bit more with the conversations that I want to have because I do enjoy talking to the camera, and I feel like as I gain more confidence in myself, I'll find the right things to say and I'll be really good at talking to the camera. So I think it'd be kind of cool to have a podcast someday, but everybody has a podcast, so am I really that special? No. Anyways, let me get the book out. So before I get started, baby's sitting back behind me and I'm hoping that he'll be okay. I just fed him. I just ate. And he's snoozing pretty good in his seat right now. So I'm hoping that baby will let me film a little bit. And it'd be pretty cool if what I got was enough to be able to edit and post confidently. Because I'm not looking for anything specific, but I am looking to have something worth posting. Even if it's just a bunch of nonsense, I don't want to just post a random 10-minute video of me talking about nothing for no reason just to post. You know what I mean? But I also know that this is the first time that I've posted in a while, so I'm just trying to get in the habit of filming the video, editing the video, posting the video. ADHD for Smart-Ass Women. This book, I am almost done. There's a little bit less than 100 pages left in my read. There's also a lot of resources and stuff at the back, so that's the majority of what is remaining, honestly. So a little bit about how I struggle with ADHD. I remember being a young kid, like I couldn't tell you how old I was. I don't know how long ago it was either. No sense of time. But I remember being young and telling people, I think I have ADD, I think I have ADHD, I think, like, diagnosing myself. And I was a kid, so, I mean, it's very possible that the people that I talked to about it, I don't remember off the top of my head who I did. I'm sure that I told my parents at one point. When you're a kid like that, I feel like when you essentially try to say, oh, I think I have this, it's not always taken seriously. It's not always looked into very well because you're just a kid. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know what I mean? And to some extent, that's true, because if I told them that I have whatever the hell else, I was probably wrong because I didn't know what I was talking about, right? But the way that I struggled, the way that I struggled to have focus, the way my relationships were, everything, I definitely had symptoms of ADHD as a child, and for me that showed up a lot as hyperactivity. Every report card that I got, every single freaking teacher always told me I was the social butterfly. Every parent teacher conference, she'd be great. She's so smart. She's so kind, whatever. She's a social butterfly though. If she just applied herself more, if she would try harder, I was trying really hard too. So I remember getting all that kind of stuff, and for a long time being called a social butterfly to me was not a positive trait. You know what I mean? Like, being a social butterfly should be like oh my gosh, thank you. Like, yeah, I try to socialize with everybody. I get along with everybody. Cool. And I'm still like that today, but being the social butterfly as a kid was talked about as if it was a negative thing. And on top of being a woman, that was kind of just merged. You know what I mean? So now as an adult, I can get along with everybody, but I'm a lot more withdrawn than I was as a kid. When I was a kid, I was hyper. Like I said, I talked a lot. I remember running around, like recess, running around everywhere, monkey bars, whatever else. Like, I was a hyper kid. I broke a lot of bones. I was impulsive because I tried a bunch of random different things. I wanted to do things and would not really think them entirely through and then get hurt. ADHD has always shown up for me going into... I'm getting a phone call. Going into middle school and high school, I had a really tough time with my friendships. When I was younger, we spent a lot of time moving. Not a lot of time, but we moved around quite a bit. We moved between Alaska and Washington multiple times when I was little. And I genuinely think that this made it that much harder for me to understand how to have and maintain a friendship, because I didn't have to maintain it for very long. You know what I mean? I maintained it just long enough, and then we moved, and then the friendship had to end. And now, as you can hear, my sweet baby boy is awake. I'm watching to make sure that he's actually asleep. There's a couple of things in this book that I actually wanted to talk about, and I have gone through and highlighted as much as I have read. Another thing about me in middle school and high school, I was very much like a C average student. I got A's and B's in certain classes. Like, one thing that I was always good about, English. I was always good in English. Them essays and stuff, I enjoyed writing them. I wanted to write them. I helped a lot of other kids. I felt like I was always fairly good, not necessarily the best, but fairly good at things like vocabulary and using context clues to figure out what words meant. And you know what I mean? Just kind of making myself sound a little bit more well-spoken when I was writing. And it's something that I always enjoyed. Math, however, I had to take twice. I flunked. I did not do math well at all. Horrible. When I did math, when I understood what I was doing, fantastic. I was great, excited to help other people, enjoyed the math. But finding that, what's the word? The flow. Finding that was incredibly difficult for me when it came to math. Social studies was really hard for me. I couldn't remember freaking years. I couldn't remember I don't know. History, all of that kind of stuff was genuinely hard for me because I couldn't remember how long ago that was, or how long before this was that, and all of the different information that I just couldn't do it. So history and stuff was something that was, again, a very C average. And guess what? Those classes that I was struggling in are the same classes that always had the same, she's such a social butterfly, if she would try harder, those were the same classes. And I remember I would go into these classes, like first day, you're picking your seats, whether it's an assigned seating or you're picking your seats. I always tried to sit at the front, and not because I wanted to be at the front, because I didn't. I enjoyed talking to other people. I wanted to talk to other people, but I knew I needed to pay attention, and I wanted to pay attention. But the problem was I couldn't. It didn't matter if I sat at the front of the class, face to face with the teacher, face to face with the freaking whiteboard as they wrote down what they were talking about. I still just didn't understand. And it was incredibly frustrating to be told to just try harder. Graduating, I'm pretty sure I graduated with like a 2.8, 2.9 something GPA. I don't even think it was a 3.0 GPA, like, at all. And that's not to say that my GPA was bad, but it definitely wasn't good. It wasn't as high as I wanted it to be, because my goal was always to be a straight A student. That was my goal. I wanted to be like that. I tried. The notes that I took, oh my gosh, if anybody watching this remembers me from high school or knew me in high school, the amount of notes I took, the detailed notes that I took, the effort I put into my notes to keep my brain engaged in them. I practiced my handwriting over and over and over and over and over to make sure that my handwriting was nice enough that when I reread my notes, I knew what I was writing. There was no confusion about what that word was supposed to be, because it was a messy handwriting. I put color and effort into it. I tried to color coordinate. I tried. But my ADHD just made that very difficult for me. There were notes that I had from classes that I rewrote 10, 15 times trying to retain the information, and it didn't matter. It just didn't matter. I had elaborate stuff like I would get snacks and try to do the whole like per paragraph that you read, but I reread a paragraph over and over and over and still not comprehend a damn thing. And even with the books that I choose to read as an adult, it's still a problem for me. So that's kind of what it was like for me when I was younger. Now as an adult, I have a really tough time, like I was saying, with my relationships. And for me, that looks like I am horrible at calling and checking in on people. Texting back. And it's not that I don't care, because I do a lot. I don't expect people who I don't answer, who I don't check in on, to feel love for me. How would you know? How would you know? And at some point, when they stop texting and trying to call me, it gets to the point that you know that it was unfair to the other person. And there have been so many times that I've tried to be better about it, that I've tried to hold myself accountable, that I've tried to respond in a timely manner, that I've tried to keep up with that kind of stuff, and I've failed. Why bother if I know I'm gonna fail again? You know what I mean? Why lead this person on to believe that I'm going to be able to keep up with them in the way that they would like me to, in the way that is fair to them in this relationship, when I know I'm not going to be able to sustain that? I know that this is only going to be a temporary thing, and then I'm going to be back to having 400 unread messages like I do right now, having a unknown amount of missed calls like I do right now, not knowing the last time that I actually talked to some people because of my doing. And what makes it even harder is the fact that with work, for me, it's always social. My social battery is about this big, okay? Social battery, very low. Very low. Recharges often. I need an updated battery, okay? I'm talking about like your Apple, your iPhone is a couple years old now and is considered outdated because there's 2 new ones in front of it. So your battery dies and it's always full of storage and it doesn't work well. That is what it's like in my brain. Dang, that was kind of like a good reference. That's exactly what it feels like. It's friendships, it's my family, it's everything. Keeping up with chores and stuff is incredibly difficult for me, and I don't want it to be. So, over the last couple years, I've been putting in effort trying to understand myself better, trying to understand my ADHD and stuff better, and I have found that I am somebody, at least in this exact time frame of my life, that does need ADHD medication. Let's get one thing out the way though. I don't want ADHD medication. I don't want it. I don't want to have to take it. I don't want to have to rely on a stupid goddamn pill to help me think straight. I want to just be able to think like a normal person. In the past, I took Vyvanse. And Vyvanse worked really, really well for me because one of the ways my impulsivity showed up was binge eating. And that also, accommodated the low self-image, the low self-esteem, was binge eating. When me and my fiance got together, I mean, I don't know how it is for other people. But when we first got together and we actually like we were long distance for 1.5 years, and I actually came and lived here and we moved in together, boy, was we snacking. We was snacking together. We just happy having our little snack. Okay, constantly though. So what happened? The binge eating and the constant snacking increased. Not to mention, I was in a healthy relationship and still am in a healthy relationship. But when you go into the healthy relationship and all that trauma come to the surface, not to mention I was 20, 21, 22. So my brain's really starting to work. I'm understanding these things from the jobs that I am now working in, and I'm understanding exactly what's going on, all the things that were wrong, the people in my life, and who was a freaking manipulator, who was all of these different things. And the stress really, really put a toll on my health. I was on high blood pressure medication for a while there. And that was probably the moment that I realized just how high my stress level was. I feel like a big part of me talking about my ADHD is that I want to help other people understand themselves better too. I mean, that's always been my goal. So, what was I talking about? But binge eating, right? I think it was binge eating. I don't know. If this ain't proof of what I'm talking about, then I don't fucking know what is. What was I talking about? I want to say it was binge eating. But that's where the weight gain came from. And if you remember what I looked like at the time, then you remember. This is what I look like. The highest weight that I got to was 280 pounds. That is a very dangerous path to be on at 22. I'm 25 right now, and I just had a baby a month ago, and I'm about 215. And that's still 30-ish pounds heavier than I was before I got pregnant and when I found out I was pregnant. So me being at 280, that's bad. That's really bad. So that's what impulsivity showed up for me like as an adult. And there's still moments that I struggle with that, but not in the same way. Not nearly in the same way. I struggle to hold a consistent workout routine. I struggle to have a consistent diet. I struggle to hold myself accountable with filming and editing and going into being a mother and having all of these hormones raging through my body. How am I supposed to feel like I'm going to do a good job? How am I supposed to feel like I'm going to be able to keep up? How am I supposed to have confidence in my ability to be a fit mother, to be a good caregiver to all 4 of the boys that we are responsible for? And essentially, that's what I want my channel to be doing. I want to build a place, a community, where people like me have a safe place to go, have someone to listen to who talks exactly about what they're feeling, because God, does it feel good when somebody describes something, even if they're talking about their own take on the struggle. You just feel less alone. Things feel less scary. And right now I am scared of watching my son grow up. I'm scared of, for the first time, not having a job, because I'm going to have to resign from my position and be a stay-at-home parent, because we're going to have 4 children to care for, and we're going from having none to a newborn and 3 other boys to care for that have school schedules, that have appointments. that have behavior things that normal teenagers and young boys have as they grow up, and you know what I mean? I'm also scared of putting myself on the internet and sharing my life. I'm also afraid of criticism. I'm also afraid of being embarrassed and having people make comments to me about the things that they see that I post, or judgment or whatever else comes up, because at the end of the day, all I want to do is make everybody happy and spread good things and put good things out. But the fear of being perceived in any of these ways is tough. It's tough. So here I am, putting in the effort to get over my fear of being seen, to get past the fear of being perceived and being judged, and having to accept that not everybody's gonna like me. There are probably gonna be people who have some shit things to say. But at the end of the day, it's not about me. Their perception of who I am won't make me question who I am. Yeah. Anyways, this book is a really great read. I think I'm going to spend some more time talking about the books and stuff that I'm reading as I'm reading them. Since I've been on maternity leave, I've actually been reading a lot more in my downtime, keeping my brain engaged, because it's not being wasted all day long thinking about drama and bullcrap from a job that I only kind of like. This is a really, really great book. She talks about a lot of different things. One of my favorite things that she talked about, actually talking about overthinking, and I'm gonna find it. Let me find it. I don't know where it was in the book. I found it. Okay. This part right here was, I think, my favorite thing. And this chapter is ways to end overthinking, overwhelm, and self-doubt. And this is what I mean by this was so incredibly validating that I want to share this information with other people. One reason people with ADHD ruminate more than neurotypicals has to do with a faulty connection between two areas in our brains. Before I continue, rumination is being stuck on a thought, not being able to let it go. It could be a thought, it could be a conversation, it could be an anxiety for your future, it could be something about the past, but it's the inability to let the thought go. The DMN, also known the default mode network, and the task positive network, also known as TPN. The DMN is an interconnected group of regions in the brain that are active when we're not focused on a conversation, task, or what's happening around us. The DMN is active when you're resting or letting your mind wander. Okay? When we are focused on a conversation, task, or something happening around us, another interconnected network in our brain, known as the TPN, takes over. When your TPN is active, you don't have time to think about something that's happening to us in the past or may happen to you in the future. You're engaged in what you're doing. ADHD brains don't toggle so easily back and forth between the DMN and the TPN. Instead, our DMN remains active for longer. You can't easily engage your TPN, and this increases the amount of time you spend in creative thought, as well as the amount of time you spend brooding and ruminating. When you're ruminating, your brain is stuck in DMN, and the best way to re-engage your TPN is to do something that requires focus. Go to the gym, take a walk, blah, 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 blah. That was so validating. Because I didn't know, like, that was two different things. I didn't know that there was two different trains of thought there. And my brain just got distracted. I was just thinking if I'm gonna have to edit this video to put the parts together of me talking about things together. You know what? Fuck that noise. I will just edit. And if it's out of line, it's out of line. If it doesn't flow, that's fine. For this video, we'll try. we'll try better with the next one. Anyways, that's what I wanted to share in this video, was that real piece of information, and was the conversation about what my ADHD looks like as an adult woman, now with a baby, with responsibilities, with a fiance. I think that's really what I have to say. I'm done talking now. I'm gonna finish this book, and the next book that I think I'm going to read, I actually have with me because I thought I was gonna finish, The Whole Brain Child. And this is a really great book for developing and nurturing your child's mind, ta-da, but it's also a really great book for adults to read because it helps you understand your brain. It helps you better understand what you're working with, because at the end of the day, this was you at one point too. So I'm gonna read through this, and this is gonna be our next conversation, and I would like to start talking about the things I'm learning, and hopefully the next time that I talk about it, things will make a little bit more sense. Conversation will flow a little better. Yeah. Hi. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say for the 100th time, and I think that I will talk to you guys in my next video, whenever that is. Until then, peace, love, unity, respect, plural.